There are 7.99 billion people in the world right now. And for each person, 96% of their efforts towards personal development failed because they never created a habit to work towards their mindset. And a habit becomes easier if you make it easier to access. So by hitting the subscribe button, you'll not only be creating a habit to think better, perform on a higher level, and be more confident, it also means the world to me by helping us make more valuable and life-changing content for the world. Hit the subscribe button.
You put me here on this platform to tell the truth. Speak to me when I be speaking to the youth.
Welcome to the podcast, G. How you feeling today?
I feel great, man.
You feel great?
I feel great.
Amen, amen. Now, I want to start off the podcast this way, but first off, I want you to tell the people who you are, what you do, things of that nature, just so they can get a feel for you and relate to you a little bit.
Okay. My name is Derek, or they call me D-Top. I do music. I rap. I've been rapping for the last 20 years.
Really, 20 years?
Yes, 20
Damn.
years. Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know it was for that long. That's fire.
20 years I've been rapping, like, for real. Like, since I was 13, I started off doing poetry at first, and it grew into rap. You see what I'm saying? And ever since then, I just fell in love. I feel like rap music saved my life, honestly.
Wow.
Because, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, because I feel like a lot of times, like, we all need an outlet. We all need something that we could basically vent and get out our pain, frustration, whatever the case may be. And for me, rap was that. Poetry at first was, but then when I seen rap, it just made so much of an impact on my life that it just changed everything. That's what I wanted to be. That's what I wanted to do.
Really? So when you say poetry, like, what was your style of poetry? Was it like a cappella? Was you the type that had music on there, like an instrumental?
Yeah, it was a cappella. Straight off the head. Yeah.
So, I mean, if you remember some of your poetry, you wanna spit
I
one?
don't remember none of it.
I have to ask. I gotta ask.
I wrote all of that at the time of between 13 and 15. Because by 14 and a half, it was like strictly just rap. Just rap, like writing raps. Yep.
Really? So what made you, like, I have a specific question I don't want to get into, but I'm kind of curious.
Mm-hmm.
What made you choose poetry first as your outlet? Because I used to write poems here and there when I was younger.
Yeah.
You know, we had creative writing class, and I had a poetry journal that nobody knew about. But I lost it because my teacher didn't give it back to me at the end of the year. I don't know if she stole the poems or anything. But I get it from an artist perspective, from choosing that as an outlet. But what was your reason for choosing poetry at the time that you did?
I don't know. I can't even tell you. I've just always been good with words. I'm in love with books. I'm in love with reading. Ever since I was 3 or 4, I've been reading. My mom taught me, and she was just always saying, like, always love to learn, always love to read, always, like you was saying over there, always love to ask questions.
Yeah.
So I grew up with the mindset of always asking questions. So me and you was the opposite. So I always asked questions.
You grew up with that curiosity.
Yes.
Man,
She put that in me because she was like this. She said, Derek, in life, you're only looking for 2 answers, a yes or a no. If you get the yes, cool. But if you get the no, you can learn from it.
That's true.
So I'm fearless going into any situation. You see what I'm saying?
Bro, my parents gave me fear for me to not go into those situations.
Yeah.
So I see that's the different perspective. So you said you kind of just chose it?
Yeah, because in my household, mommy and daddy was like, whatever you want to do, we going to support you. Like, that's how it was.
And you said you're Jamaican?
I'm Jamaican, yes.
I don't believe that.
I swear.
I don't believe that.
I promise you, dog.
From that, I don't believe that.
I'm telling you.
They have to have been Americanized, and it's crazy to say, but that's what we get coming from a third world country and having parents raised from that type of economy. So.
The difference between my parents and other parents, they was on the same page mentally. Like when they had us, when they conceived us, dog, it wasn't like it was no fluke or nothing like that. Like my mom always said the same thing. She said, y'all blessed kids. She said, at the time, she said, your dad's sperm count was low. That's what they told us when we went to the doctor. Wow. So she said, I went to Knee City and I prayed. And she said, I asked God for my heart's desire. I asked for 2 boys and 1 girl. And that's what God gave me. So she always said the same thing, like we blessed kids. So I really believe that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just walk in faith all of the time, dog. Like whatever I want to do, I try. Because nothing tried, nothing done. So you got to try. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like in life, you got to know your power to use your power. I feel like a lot of people, they don't know their power, so they don't use it correctly.
But how did you know your power? Like, when did you had that moment, had that epiphany or that realization, like, all right, this is it. I'm
15.
gonna choose that.
15.
How was that? Was that because you was from what you was telling me, you was halfway through poetry.
Yeah.
Like, how did that come about? Where you made that transition from poetry to hip hop, and you knew this was it. Like, you was like, I'm gonna lock in.
Tupac. Watching Tupac and 50 Cent changed my whole life. Like, when I watched Tupac Resurrection, like his like documentary at the time, I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, he's all the way him. He's all the way him. Like real talk. Like,
yeah, I feel you.
Like, a lot of people in life, they not all the way human. Like, really think about what I'm saying when I say that. They don't feel all of their emotions, so you can't really be all the way human. Some people are mad all of the time, and they don't even know why they mad. Some people are happy all of the time, and they just living in bliss. You see what I'm saying?
Bliss, ignorance, however you take it at the time. Yeah.
You see? So it's more in the sense of, like, being a human being is feeling all of your feelings, not preserving and acting like you this macho man or I gotta be alpha. Like, nah, you could just be you. Like, that's cool too. You see what I'm saying? Whoever don't like that, that's their problem.
That's real.
You see what I'm saying,
That's
dog? Like,
real.
you
Bro,
gotta, dog.
Bro, that's facts.
You gotta learn to be your own best friend, dog. Like, in life, dog, like, people gonna come, people gonna go. But I feel like we so attached instead of connected. Because anything that you attach to, when it leaves, is taking half of you with it.
Yeah. That's why even in relationships, people say don't use the man or a woman or your significant other to give you happiness, because once they're gone, you have nothing. You got to make sure you have that for yourself, and you're just adding on to whatever they got.
I'm telling you.
So that's real. So, damn, you had all these gems from being young. You was conscious of yourself emotionally, mentally, and things of that nature, and you found yourself at an early age. So what can you tell to those people that are either stuck being happy all the time or stuck being like mad all the time, or even 50-50 where they're in that confused state? What can you tell them to be able to come to that conscious state that you got, or that you were so blessed to, have?
Don't be scared. Gain experience, dog. Like, for real, like, go out there and really try whatever you want to do. If it's a doubt that's in your head and you got 50% doubt, don't go to another doubter. That's 100% doubt. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just try. Don't tell everybody, especially the people that you feel like is always going to shoot you down. Don't tell them. Just go out there and try. Isolate yourself. Because a lot of the times when we're in a group setting, we don't know if the decisions we making is because of the group or that's because that's what we really want to do. So isolation is needed to build a better person, a better human being overall.
Yeah.
And just like I said, taking yourself on dates, going to different places by yourself that you probably will feel awkward. You got to know yourself. You have to know yourself in this life, because if you don't know yourself, the other people out there going to tell you who you are.
I feel like people in this new day and age, with things being glorified on being comfortable, being happy, or just being home all the time, people grown, not the need, but they kind of grown the bad habit of wanting to stay home all day and not wanting to go out and have experiences.
Why?
They just kind of grown because they either got tired of how they was being treated when they were young, and some things was stamped on them mentally, emotionally, however that may be for somebody growing up. And once they got older, they were just like, I don't really need to go out. I can just work, take a check, come home, chill, watch, eat, and I'll be all right. You feel me?
You think that was before COVID or after?
Before, bro. Before. I even seen people operate on that type of mentality, bro.
That's crazy.
Like, even, like, it's sad to say it, even my father, man, like, but it wasn't until I started having family meetings and started to push them to grow and be more than who they are, and have those types of conversations that we need to have to grow and stimulate our minds. And I saw him, all right, guys, let's invest together. Let's do this. Let's do that. I started him to, like, shift a little bit.
Like, come out of that shell.
Yeah, but before that, like, people gotten too comfortable with just staying home, watching TV all day, going home after work and just chilling.
But see, that's what I was just saying to you, though. Like, people don't know their power. Like, okay, let me ask you this question. This is the question that I ask everybody when I meet them.
Yeah.
What do you think is the hardest part about being human?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
It's a good question. I'd say the hardest part about being human is communicating.
Why?
Because based off of the experiences we may have, good or bad, it can cause people on the bad side to have that fear to communicate, because they already they already imagine what the outcome will be before it actually happens. And it causes them to not communicate, as I said earlier off the podcast, and setting boundaries to make sure they set themselves up in social environments. They can communicate in terms of, hey, don't do this, or just, hey, this is what works with me. This is how we can communicate with each other. This is how we can grow. This is my vision. What's your vision? What can we exchange? What can we give? What value can we give to each other so we're not just wasting time on this earth? People have issues communicating. And I feel like once you can communicate, you can begin to like address everything in life, whether it's emotions, whether it's you name it. Once you can communicate and collaborate, and it's not so competitive, and you're not isolating, because it's always good to isolate yourself, like you said, but you're not isolating yourself forever. Because there was a saying that I heard where, if you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, work with people. But how can you work with people if you don't know how to communicate? How can you lead a team if you don't know how to communicate to them? Or if you don't know how, because communicating is two parts, is talking to them and it's listening. Most people aren't effective communicators because they know how to talk, but not listen. And listening sometimes is the most important thing to get to that next step. So I'll say the hardest part is being human, because I even fell short because I grew up half my life with a stutter. I literally had a wall, and I reinforced it with fear because I didn't want to talk. I had a stutter. I said, I'm going to have a stutter forever. Let me just not talk, and it'll be all right. I'll just work, do what I got to do. I'll even endure getting the Fs and just work my ass off just to make up for it. So I was there and on the spectrum of not communicating, and I saw what it done to me mentally. I saw what it done to me emotionally, and even financially, because I had all these questions on how can I manage finance, how can I grow, but because of how I grew up, it caused me to have these blocks in all areas, all aspects of my life. Now, what would you say is the hardest part about being human?
I want to touch on what you said first.
Go ahead.
So then again, our situation was the opposite. Communication was a huge part of my life.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Through my whole life. Like, if I didn't know something, I'm asking the question. If I'm in school and the teacher asks, what's 1 + 1? And everybody's scared. Everybody know the answer, but everybody's scared to answer first. I was always raising my hand first, because I always thought in my mind, like, I'm going to set the bar, and whoever go higher than them, bravo. You see what I'm saying? But it's more like breathing fearless was the thing I always was doing.
You said what?
Breathing fearless was the thing I was
fearless?
always doing. Yes.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? Because I just feel like if you could change your mind, you could change your reality.
No, facts.
You see what I'm saying? So
definitely.
that's a continuous act that you got to do every single day. It's not easy being great, but somebody has to do it.
Somebody got to lay that foundation first.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like, dog, where I'm from in Palm Beach, I'm from West Palm Beach. And it's more in the sense of, dog, like, everybody's depressed. Everybody's sad, dog. And it's
Palm
like,
Beach?
I'm from West Palm Beach.
No,
yes.
but in Palm Beach, everybody is sad up there?
Hell yeah. A lot of people got money, but that don't mean nothing. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got to think, dog, we from Florida, dog. This a beautiful place with shady people.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like a lot of people pretending, they acting, dog. They want to be their real self so bad, but they also want to be a part of something that feels like they made it. Everybody has like a certain level of like what they think success is, but success is custom made.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
It's custom made based off of your perspectives.
Yes.
And sometimes it could be a good perspective, it could be a bad perspective, but it's all depending on the person.
Yes.
'Cause I've talked to people and gotten to know people. Like, I'm even gonna ask you that at the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
So I want you to remember that. That's part of the last question that I asked. But I've seen many different people take on perspective, from some saying its impact, from like the impact that they want to have on other people just providing for their family. It's different. So that is true. But go ahead.
But see, I think a lot of things is done out of ego. A lot of things is done out of pride. A lot of things is done out of lack. Like, okay, for instance, when I went through my divorce, what I realized is that you can only experience a person. You can't keep them. We can only experience this. We can never keep this forever. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, don't get too tied to any one experience.
You can only experience, but you can't
keep it.
So define keep.
keep is like somebody wanting to have these pair of glasses forever. I can, no matter what I do, like something on it's gonna break. Something on it's gonna get old. The you know what I'm saying? The stuff inside of it's gonna get rusted, whatever the case may be. I'm gonna have to change them out.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Everything is interchangeable.
Based off of the season.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like we get so attached to certain situations and we got ego and pride attached to that too because we feel like somebody tried us or they did us wrong. But not realizing it's an experience. Some people lose their whole life to one experience.
Give me an example. Like, what do you mean they lose their whole life? Because I was gonna stem on or talk about like based off of those experiences and them wanting to keep it or dwell on it. It can cause them to have like depression. Because what I learned is depression is when you look on the past, and anxiety is when you look on the future. So based off of them wanting to, you know, to have that feeling again, but they know they can't have it, they get depressed. That's why when some people lose their significant other, they fall into depression because they want to have those experiences that they can't have anymore. And they can go vice versa off of something that bad happened to them that they're scared to, you know, go out there even more. But I like that. So you said, bro, that's fire. So you said for them to keep it, but how about experience?
What you mean?
Like, how would somebody experience the present? Because many times people say, live in the now. Don't look in the past. Don't look too far in the future, or you have anxiety, like I just said. How would somebody experience life now? Because I've seen so much people
let go. Learn to let go. That's the biggest thing I could tell you. You have to learn to let go, dog. Like, me going through I got to go back to my divorce. Me going through my divorce was probably one of the most best things I ever went through in my whole life. I promise to God. Because it was like a phoenix coming from the ashes, like dead ass. That's how I promise you. Because sometimes, dog, like you could be with somebody and you're under their black cloud. And until they leave, all the blessings that you were supposed to get start coming in your life. You see what I'm saying? Like, before the permanent breakup, there's a pre-breakup. And then that pre-breakup is when y'all probably should have stayed broken up. And every relationship is like that. But you don't realize it. 2020 is only hindsight. You see what I'm saying? You don't realize until after. Then you looking back and you reflecting. Because I always say this. A man who can't reflect can't correct.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to take time to reflect on really what's going on. And take accountability on top of that too. Because you can sit there and blame the next. But what were you allowing continuously? Over and over and over and over again. That goes back into the no boundaries.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So when you so trapped in that situation, you can't really see it like for what it is. You see it for what you want it to be. So through all of that, me basically losing that relationship, I just found a lot of peace, like meditating, balancing my chakras. I took shrooms. What else? It was just so much different experiences I was relearning myself, like how we got the camera on right now. What I was doing daily was literally setting up a camera because it was COVID time. Setting up a camera, and by the end of the day, I go back and I watch everything: how I eat, how I talk, how I watch the TV. So I watch it from a different perspective. So if I ever step outside of myself, I know how I look to you. So I'm never nervous. You see what I'm saying? It was more like I needed to do that because, like I said, like I was attached to a situation for 6 years. We was in a relationship for 6 years. We was married for a year and 3 months. Bam. So it's like all you know is this person. So when they leave, it's like she took literally half of me went with her.
Really, that's what it felt like?
What? Man, that was some of the most hurtful pain I ever went through in my whole life.
Because you made it seem as if like now you're this like not perfect guy, but you really know yourself now.
Yes, that's exactly how it is. It's not seen. That's exactly how it is.
Like you really know yourself, but you made it seem like she didn't take anything from you. That's how it seemed. Like that you really know yourself. How could she really take half of you? Because
like the way I seen her, though, like I'm a sapiosexual. You know what that is? That's somebody highly attracted to intelligence. So with me, with a woman, if she doesn't stimulate my mind, we probably not gonna be physical. That's how deep it is for me.
I feel like I turn into that. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I like to turn into that.
Yes,
Like
dog.
if we're not equal, like, I'm not saying that I'm an intelligent person,
Mhm.
but I'm always about growing. I'm always about
Yes.
bettering myself. If somebody doesn't give that off to me, it's like, yeah, you're beautiful, but
What's next?
yeah, we're
You
not.
see what I'm saying?
I learned being in Christ, you have to find somebody that you're equally yoked with.
Yes, very much so.
Whether it's equally yoked, whether being the potential for growth, and don't always fall in love for the potential of somebody, because that can always be bad in some cases.
Yeah. Of course, I'm telling you.
Definitely, or just
Yeah.
like you said, somebody who just has that intelligence where they're pushing you to grow, and
Excuse me.
you're challenging them because you see them at their level, you see you're here, you're growing to push past them. So it's like I like that dynamic.
Mhm.
It's pretty dope when you experience that in the right way. I'm not gonna lie.
But see, it's like, I think we don't realize this. And you were saying something earlier about like your folks, and it's like everybody got to realize this. Everybody first time living. You see what I'm saying?
Yo, bro, shut up. That's facts. Shut up.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like you don't know.
Go ahead. It's everybody's first time living.
It's
Yeah,
everybody's first time living. So
Yeah.
you got to realize like
that is facts, bro.
you don't know what you don't know. You see what I'm saying? Like, so you gotta, dog. When you a kid, you look at your parents like God. You look at your parents like whatever they say, you have to listen to them because they could either make you or break your ass,
Bro,
literally.
speaking from experience, yes.
Yes. Dog, I remember, dog.
Yes.
It's just crazy, dog, the things you remember because now you're around your folks. Because, bam, 2 months ago, I had to move back in with my pops because the whole living situation that I had going on was just crazy.
Mhm.
Bam. So, moving back in with him, it just like, it reminded me of so much things, dog, because my dad is a perfectionist, dog. Like, my dad is, I know you don't believe in this stuff. My dad is a Virgo. Anybody that know Virgos out there, y'all is perfectionists to the fullest. Everything got to be like meticulous, certain type of way. If it's not done y'all way, it's not done the right way. That shit is insane.
I feel you.
You see what I'm
I
saying?
feel you.
So it's more in the sense of staying back with him. It's just, it made me bring back so much different memories, dog, and how like life used to be. Like
traumatic memories, or
nah,
was
not
it,
even
like-
traumatic, but it's more in the sense of like there's morals and there's principles.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, if you get out your bed, make sure your bed is folded. Like, when you're in a Jamaican household, you raised like a soldier, dog. I swear to God. Like,
That has been the trend that I've seen.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you. Like,
Yeah.
it's certain rule. Like, they always say the same thing. You can't go to nobody house without saying hi to the dog. Like, even the dog get respect. So respect is due to everybody. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, in my mind, how I see things, everybody's treated at the same level. There's no one person above the other person because you human just like I'm human. If I cut you, you gonna bleed too. So you got to treat everybody the same, dog. But at the same time, you also have to have boundaries for the people that you're talking to too, and who you love and who you trust. Because a lot of the people who you love and who you trust are really just frenemies. I had to learn that too.
That's true. So, but going into you going back in with your pops. So, would you say that nostalgia of those morals and principles, like, before I get into that question, when was your divorce?
My divorce was 4 years ago, February 2021.
When would you say that you really truly found yourself after that?
That's a great question. I would say probably like 2 years after.
2 years after.
Like, cause dog, like people gotta calculate things. A lot of people they relationship hop, but then there's levels to being in a relationship. Soulmate, karmic partner, twin flame. There's different level, but if you don't know which level you're in, you can't even explain or you can't even go about it the right way to handle the situation. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The whole soulmate situation. You know what a soulmate is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, they
For
said
the
the
most part, but still describe it for people
Okay.
that don't know.
So a soulmate, they say, is the one, a person that you usually meet in like middle school or high school or college, and you guys have some of the most purest love because it's fresh, it's new. You know what I'm saying? And then you go. A lot of times you go off from the soulmate relationship into a karmic partner.
You said what? Common partner?
Karmic
Karmic. What is
partner.
that?
So this is how it's supposed to go from what I've seen and what I've been through. Because between two different women, I had 14 years of experience. You see what I'm saying? So from the soulmate relationship, You're supposed to take time to heal. Take time to get to know yourself, who you are and what you want to do. A lot of us don't do that.
Yeah, they kind of get too hurt or burned, and then they go through that whole phase everybody talks about.
Not only that, sometimes we go through, and this is what I had to realize, this is what we reflect and do.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're not ready for the breakup. One of the two are not ready for the breakup, right? So there's still love that's there. So the love is lingering. And you want to share it with somebody. You're so used to sharing something with somebody that you'll just hook and attach to anybody now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like you can't really blame anybody for that because especially if it was fresh, new love, getting out of that is hard, dog. It's really hard.
That's real.
You see what I'm saying?
From experience.
Definitely from experience. Yeah. So it's more in the sense of a lot of us put a Band-Aid over a scar. No Neosporin, no alcohol, no peroxide, nothing. When we get into the next relationship, which is a karmic relationship, the Band-Aid comes off. But now the scar is even bigger than before.
Yeah, because you didn't treat it really.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You didn't take time to heal it, mend it, and let it like basically heal over and and become a scar. You didn't do that.
Yeah.
So a lot of people stay in those karmic partner situations and they start meeting the same person in a different body because they not changing. They not working on themselves. They not doing the self-help. They not going to the therapy.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And without doing any of that stuff, you can never really evolve and go to another level of consciousness.
Gotcha. And what is the third one? You mentioned 3. You mentioned soulmate, karmic, and
then twin flame.
Yeah. help me thinking back in the day.
Because you got to be careful what you ask God for. You got to be ready for what you ask God for a lot of the times.
The word says there's power in the tongue. So
life and death.
Even the prayers, you can speak death to yourself by those little words to my finances are restricted, or I can't do this. Oh, I'm not ready for that. That's speaking death to yourself.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
So, oh man. So basically the situation was, it was sometime during COVID and I split between me and my ex-wife at the time. And it was this girl that was online, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, damn, like she look good. I'm like,
so is that the twin flame?
Yeah,
the one after that?
No, yeah. So peep it.
Got you. That's crazy.
So I see her online, and I'm like, damn, like she's beautiful. Like I would like to get her on like one of my music videos. Straight up, like for real.
My guy, come on. I already see where this is going. From experience. From experience.
So peep it.
I've been there.
So
Jesus, I'm about to start praying. Go ahead.
So, remind me to go back to the question too. What's the hardest part about being human?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. So she posts up online and she say, a guy got to show me I'm done listening. So I'm like, okay, I inbox. I'm like, so what if a guy show you? What happens then? And then she was like, if he does, he gains more access. I was like, all right, cool. Bam. Fast forward. She posts something else in our inbox. I was like, can I ask you a question? She was like, yeah, shoot. So I asked her the question that I asked you. And when she answered the same way how I answer. And I'm like, don't nobody answer how I answer.
Yeah.
So the conversation just kept going and just it's flowing down. I'm like, damn, she's smart. Like, she cool as hell. Then she asked me, she's like, how old are you? I was like, how old do you think I am? She said, 27. I said, nah, I'm 30. She's like, you 30? I was like, yeah, I'm 30. Yeah. And then I was like, how old are you? At the time, she was like 24, 25. And I was like, all right, cool. But it was like, dog, our life was just so similar, dog. It was weird, dog. Like,
it'd be like that.
It was, dog. It was just like, I don't know. It was just a weird thing. And then she was like, later on, can I FaceTime you? I was like, yeah, cool. So she called. When she first get on the phone, I say, Alexa, change the lights red. So once I said that, she was like, was you trying to set the mood, bitch? And I started dying when she said that. After she said that, like, we got on the phone, and I'm looking at her, and, like, I don't even know how to explain. It's going to sound so crazy, dog. I'm looking at her, and you ever seen The Matrix?
Yeah, I've seen The Matrix.
You ever seen that green stuff, like the code?
Yeah.
That's, like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's what I seen when I seen her. Like, I could see her soul, dog. Like, it was like, I don't even know how to explain this shit to you, dog. Like, my heart was beating so fast. Like, you ever watch Bugs Bunny?
Yeah,
And that's how my heart was beating, though, like so fast. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I'm not supposed to be feeling these type of feelings, and I'm going through basically like a separation / divorce. You see what I'm saying? But this person is making me feel this way, and it's not them. It's like their soul is activating me. That's what it felt like, dog. Dog, we end up staying on the phone for like 4 hours on FaceTime, dog. Like, I'm like, damn. Like, by the time we got off the phone, I'm looking at the phone. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what just happened?
Yeah,
what? Like,
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I look on the phone. I'm like Googling like these feelings and like how I'm feeling. It was like, you found your twin flame. And I'm like, what the fuck is a twin flame? Like, so if the soulmate is the one, the twin flame is the oneness. Meaning that when you and this person were born, y'all soul was split into two separate bodies.
What the heck?
Yes, dog. And I would have never believed no shit like that unless I went through it. Like, it was
crazy.
Dog, it was like one of those type of things where like you and this person have telepathy between each other, dog. Like, you could be far away, you'll just know that she's there just by a feeling that you get. It's like some feeling gets set off in your body. You'll just know. It's the same thing. Like, I used to be at the house and I'd be like, she gonna call right when this person comes. She gonna call. The person came, bam, she called. And I'm like, that's crazy. And there's just little things that will happen. Like, I'll be laying in the bed and I'm over here just like sad and I'm crying over like the whole divorce thing and separation thing. And she'll text my phone. She's like, you okay? And I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? I'm like a camera in the room.
She's talking.
Like,
Yeah.
It was just, dog. It was just wild, dog. And it was like, it got to a point where you don't want to just keep talking to somebody over the phone. Like, you want to see them.
Yeah.
I think with her, I also had like diarrhea at the mouth. I couldn't, even if I wanted to, I'm not saying that I do. Even if I wanted to lie to her, I couldn't. Like, it was weird. Everything I said, it had to be the truth. Every single thing it was like one of those things where it's like, does this person have mind control over me or something? Like, what am I seeing in this person that I never seen before with anybody else? And when I'm looking up all this stuff, that's what it's telling me, dog. So,
It's crazy. So, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fire way to put all those three. I never heard it and put it into that perspective, because in terms of becoming in a relationship, the structure that I've learned from my spiritual father was like, it's always good to become friends first. You feel me? Become friends first, because the reason why is because many times people go from just met to dating, and then when they're dating and God reveals that person to them, and they want to remove themselves because God revealed that person to them, it's tough because they already developed an intimate relationship. They already developed soul ties or whatever the case may be in that sense, and it's hard for them to leave because they're already so attached.
Facts.
That's why it's always good to become friends first. Take that next step with maturity, and then always get into a relationship with like some sort of advisor or somebody that's giving you advice that has a successful relationship or marriage in that type of sense. That's the structure that I've learned and made the most sense to me in that aspect. But from all these things, from all these experiences, would you say that has cultivated, like, I wanted to ask you, what is the hardest part about being human, and has that answer changed since, you know, you mentioned you asked her that question and you already had some sort of understanding on from your perspective, but from now with all these experiences, has that meaning changed for you as far as what is the hardest part about being human?
Not at all. For me, I would say the hardest part about being human is finding out who you are and where you belong in the world. I think a lot of people don't know who they are. I think they know what they've been told. But for you to truly know who you are, I think that's a fearless act that you got to walk in every day. And you have to believe in yourself and believe in God so much that others have no choice but to believe the same.
So you said you have to be, say that again, you have to be who you are, or you have to find who you are and what?
I said you have to believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself.
And believe in God so much that others have no choice but to believe the same.
Believe in yourself and believe in God so much that nobody else has no choice but to believe in the same thing.
Yes.
Wow. And before that, you said the hardest part about being human is finding yourself. And
finding out who you are and where you belong in the world.
So how did you find that out for yourself? Are you still figuring that out, or would you say you've...
I think we're all still becoming.
Of course.
You know what I'm
Because you
saying?
have that unlimited potential if you keep chasing it. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, anybody that know me know that I've been Derek for a long time. I've never changed, dog. My number is still the same number as 15, when I was 15 years old. Like, everything with me is usually the same. Like, the core values of who I am have never changed. My morals, my integrity, all that type of I'm known for being solid. Like, for real, for real. Like, dead serious. Like, when I'm in a relationship, this gonna sound crazy as hell to you. The way I've never cheated when I was in a relationship, right? Mm-hmm. The way I did that, and this gonna sound crazy. Every woman got AIDS except my girl. When I go out in public, she got AIDS. She got AIDS. She got AIDS.
I'm like, what do you mean? I get it now. I get it now.
So it's more the sense
I get it now.
I know at home she ain't got AIDS. Like, she good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't even look at them like that, dog. It's more in the sense of you could be attractive, but at the same time, don't put yourself in places where you're gonna be tempted either. Mm. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a good mindset to have, dog. Like,
what I've learned from somebody is when dealing with temptation and all these things and falling into sin or whatever label you have for that, which means falling short.
Yeah.
If you constantly feed yourself these things, you will eventually fall because you're feeding yourself these seeds. So if you have a porn addiction,
I'm so glad you're talking about this.
Yeah,
I'm so glad you're talking about this.
if you have a porn addiction and you're watching all these women with no clothes off, like with no clothes on, whether in bathing suits on Instagram, on Twitter, YouTube video there, eventually you're gonna fall and walk into the temptation because you gave yourself these types of seeds.
Of course,
and that comes with anything from secular music. If you're for whatever label that fills in the road of feeding yourself something that causes you to fall into that temptation. Yeah. Once you learn how to set that boundary and remove those seeds from your life, you will then get the strength to not even fall into that temptation. But setting those boundaries and committed to setting those boundaries, that's the battle that you got to fight. Not wanting to watch, whatever the case may be, is committing with the boundaries. Kind of like committing to carrying the fruits of the Spirit.
That's real.
You feel me?
That's so real.
You have to commit to carrying these things and not focus on what are the fruits of the flesh. Because if you focus on what are the fruits of the flesh, you're actually focusing on the seeds. Kind of like how the story on somebody says, like, the skier was like, hey, when you're going down a mountain, don't say don't hit the tree, because all you're going to see is the freaking tree. Say to yourself, follow the path, and all you're going to see is the path. Kind of like if you say let me not carry the fruits of the flesh, let me not carry the fruits of the flesh, but all you see is hatred, adultery, all these things. Just switch that lens, and you'll find it easier to have that to carry or committing to following that boundary.
That's fire,
bro. I learned that freaking last week, bro. Boundaries is the most beautiful thing, bro.
Of course,
and it's a struggle. It's because you already developed that habit, and once you are conscious of that habit that you developed, you would then say to yourself, like, damn, I set this boundary for myself, but look at me doing this. Look at me falling into it right now. Now you're more conscious of it.
Part of self-care is saying no. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, the more you can say no, you see who deserves the next yes.
The moment you say that again?
The more you can say no, you see who deserves the next yes.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times people with you when you saying yes all of the time. But you get to that fifth and you say no, and then it be like, damn, dog, you never did it. Then you get to see, you know what I'm saying, a person's true colors compared to, bro, I understand. Next time, bam, like that.
Yeah.
So it's like,
they're only there for the opportunity.
Exactly.
When the opportunity doesn't show itself, they show their true colors.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So even going through that whole twin flame situation, after that, I went through a spiritual awakening. August 16, 2020. That's when I realized, like, your skin is your clothes for your soul. You see what I'm saying?
It's
and
flesh. All you have is spirit. Yeah.
Exactly. So you really limitless. It's the limits that you put on yourself.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying, though? Like, everything changed after that day, dog. Like, and like the veil was taken off, and that's when I got to see everything for what it is and not what I wanted it to be.
So what was that process for you to get to that point where you found yourself?
Meditation and shrooms.
Really?
That's
for you,
serious.
meditation and shrooms?
Yes.
Some people is God, prayer, reading.
No, but it was at the same time. It was wanting to be better. Like, you have to want to be better. The mindset has to be there.
So you was meditating on wanting to be better.
Yes, but
manifesting in a way. Yeah.
But not only doing that, I'm doing the work. So at this time, I'm like a workaholic. At that time, I started my own clothing line. I was doing photography. I was going to the studio almost every week because I was completing 2 albums at the same time. And then it was more in the sense of I was meditating every day. I was staying in nature. I would leave my phone in the house for an hour and just be in nature. You see what I'm saying? That's when I would meditate and talk to God too. You see what I'm saying? Like, and it's just I was just like I said, recreating myself, finding myself all over again. So you have all this energy in this time. We in COVID. They send out these checks. Why not? I'm trying to put like this. Before I go back to God, I want to be empty. Like, I feel like God fill us up with a lot of potential and greatness. You see what I'm saying? So by the time I get back to God, I want to be empty.
I like this. So say that again. You said before you go to God, you want to be empty. What do you mean being
Go
empty?
back.
You want to go, like, explain that.
So, okay, before I die and I'm released, whether it's heaven or hell, wherever I go.
And now you want to be
Exactly.
empty. So what is that being empty? Like,
Basically, using all my potential to its fullest.
Oh, okay, got you.
You
Like
see what I'm
walking
saying?
with purpose every day.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got you.
Because it's like, and I said it before, dog, you have to know your power to use your power. We don't know our power, dog. We don't understand. Like, a lot of these movies that we watch, we think it's just movies and entertainment. A lot of the times it's foreshadowing the future and things that's going to happen. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you got to be paying attention. Like, I know they call it woke, or you got to be paying attention. You got to be aware. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got to have that power of awareness and paying attention to what's going on for you to even change anything or want to even change yourself. Because...
And that goes back to even setting the boundaries, because if you're not aware, bro, I had this thought like literally this past Sunday, because I've had this push and pull with wanting to be not wanting, following the path to being successful.
Yes, there you go.
And and you know, falling into old habits.
Yes.
And I literally had this thought where it's like, bro, it's either I give my mind to this all the time or not at all. I can't split it.
Yes.
I can't want to set my schedule up, be successful, do these things every day, and then for some people just play video games.
Yes.
Granted, there's a place and time for everything when you're at a certain level, at a certain peak. But it's like,
oh my God.
But it's like if you're on that,
so
if you're on the bottom end of the bell curve, bro, like
you have no time for that.
Not that you have no time, you literally can't focus on those two things.
Yes.
Because the moment you shift your focus to this, it's like you're shortchanging the potential or the revelations that you could have been having if you stayed
on the path.
On path, because it's like I'm trying to write this book right now.
Yeah.
And I haven't developed. The reason why I say trying is because I haven't developed the schedule yet to write consistently every day. But every now and then, when I get into that mode of I gotta lock in.
Yeah.
I get in a mode to like write and all these things, and I speak my heart for the direction I want to take this specific book. But it's like whenever I saw myself falling into those old habits, I don't have the revelations that I need to write the book. But it's until I keep my focus, and my spiritual father calls it, like, he gave this word to me called consecration. This word consecration. And he said, hey, when I'm consecrating my mind, it's to the point where I can't even talk to you because I'm giving my mind to God. Because the moment I talk to you, I'm thinking about something else other than God. So I'm going to have to run away from you. That's to the point where he's saying if he's consecrating his mind, he can't even talk to us in that type of sense. Okay. So I took it and I was like, consecrate my mind. Yeah, because he used when he said consecrate as like he does a consecration fast where your mind is only for God, not social media, not this, only the word of God, prayer, all these types of things. And I was like, yo, sometimes you need to put yourself in the season of consecration where you're like, I'm not saying let go of God or all these other things that you need to focus on. You know what I'm don't get it twisted. But where you consecrate your mind on chasing your potential, chasing the future, and not focusing on those old habits. Because the moment you split it, it's like you're just gonna get dizzy and confused. You're gonna feel like you're fogged. You can't really see or have that foresight, or your intuition won't work as well because you're splitting your mind, bro.
That's a fact. What you saying, dog?
Bro. I learned all these things like recently, and it's just going through my trials and tribulations to just walking in my own flow, bro.
See, with me doing Uber and Lyft, it's like I do Uber and Lyft and I'm a personal driver. You see what I'm saying? And this is where I learned that everybody's going through the same thing in a different way, but nobody talks about it. That's where I learned that from, because I've spoken to over 7,000 people from doing it from 2017 till now. And that job changed my life because I've changed other people's lives in the car too.
Yeah.
Because I let them know it like it's a safe space. Like whatever you want to say in here, it's almost like a confessional. Like I call it like talks with Top. You see what
You might need to get up and make a podcast, man.
Nah, that's what I'm doing though. Like real talk. Like I got that coming for real. Like where I'm gonna set up like the webcam in the car and just be talking with the people and put it on TikTok, put it on Instagram, and put it on YouTube. I'm dead serious. Because it's more in the sense of it's been people in the car where they literally told me because we had this conversation, I was planning on killing myself, but I'm not gonna do it anymore. Like the guy, I'll never forget it, dog. Like it's a place called Village in Palm Beach, and I'm riding down Village, and before he got out the car, he was like, "Bro, you saved my life, bro. Like for real, your words." He said, "You saved my life."
That's real.
And dog, when I drove off, I'm like, "What the fuck?" Because I'm thinking in my head two things: a person that's ready at the edge, they don't give a damn, so they could be willing to take your life too. He could have took my life and his life, and it would have been nothing to him. So taking that time to actually give somebody like a listening ear, dog, or like just a shoulder to talk to, like, dog, that's everything sometimes because you don't know how close somebody is to the edge, dog. So that one experience changed everything for me.
And I learned, speaking on that, on helping people in that type of sense through conversations, like people can find themselves by talking to somebody that can just give them wise counsel, bro.
That's facts.
Because it was many times things and situations that I've been through help people get over their traumas, bro. And that's beautiful, bro. The moment you can have that conversation and people like once you have that conversation, people truly feel that the emotions they feel, somebody else is going through it, and it makes them feel comforted to endure it. Because you can endure more when you feel like you're not by yourself. Now, this is not saying make somebody else feel what you're feeling so you can endure it. No, it's when you understand that, like somebody told me this. My mentor, Rich, shout out Rich, bro, because he helped me push this to even put this podcast out.
Fire. And
he told me where it's like, bro, so what you have debt, so what you have this, right? People like you have the same problem, but just at different calibers, bro. Debt is debt. It's all the same. Like the emotion is all the same.
That's fact.
If somebody who has $1 million and they have like $100,000 in debt, that's 10%. But somebody can have $100,000 but have $10,000 in debt. That's still 10%. But the emotion is the same, different amount. That $10,000 for you at $100,000 might feel like everything you have, but how much more is the millionaire with 10% of their income as their debt?
That's
you feel me? But they go through the same emotions. How are you handling your emotions? When you realize it's all the same emotions and you just need to endure, like it even says it in the Bible, strength. Like I forgot the word. I just read it in Mark something, where you just gotta endure. You gotta endure the tribulations, bro. Once you endure, God will bless you that much more. Like look at Job in the Bible, bro.
That's crazy.
Look at Job in the Job endure. Like don't get me wrong. He was talking mess to God, and not saying it's okay to disrespect God or the Holy Spirit. You feel me? But once you have those conversations, bro, and like even in Psalms, like people are like being honest about who they are, what they've done, how they're feeling to God, and that's just part of life. Once you get in the habit of doing that and enduring and working on that, that will help you find yourself because you're communicating these things, and your spirit is gonna be that much more sensitive on things that's gonna help you. You feel me?
I think it go back to like low key giving yourself grace. You know what I'm saying?
People don't give themselves enough grace.
And with them not giving themselves enough grace, they can't give others grace.
Yeah, you will never find yourself if you don't give yourself grace, bro.
And it's like a battle because, okay, for instance, I always tell a lot of women this, like, women are the first teachers. Think about what I'm saying. Women are the first teachers. You are with your mother more than you're with your father because your father's out there trying to provide. You see what I'm saying? So they're supposed to be the nurturers. Cool. A woman has the most power in this whole world.
Yes. I would say in a household, a woman can make or break the household.
Yes. But a woman also has to know her place. And I'm not saying
true.
Not place as far as like because she's attached to the man, place as far as her power. You see what I'm saying? In the sense of
I tell my mother that all the time. Like
for real.
Like, Mom, you have the power to either shift this family to the next level, or
destroy it,
or keep it stagnant, or destroy it.
Yeah.
Bro. Like point
For
blank. Like no matter how much I can see the potential, if you don't shift yourself, I see my pops growing. I see these people growing, but you're not growing. How much more can you push us to get to that next level?
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
As a woman at the house, but I definitely feel you on that. You was going into something.
I was just finna say, like, a lot of times women, they get with a guy and it's that honeymoon phase. And depending on how the relationship is, because everybody's relationship is different, and it's different times and different like levels to it. Depending on how the relationship is, it shouldn't be a time where you're sitting there trying to be like, oh, let's go on this trip. Let's get this bag. Let's do that. This is time we all should be building and investing in each other. You see what I'm saying? And in the sense of either making a brand together, making something that you guys can have later on.
Like a vision for the relationship.
Exactly.
I feel like nowadays people don't know their own vision, so how they can create a vision for the relationship. And
nowadays a lot of people are picking lust over love. So it's like you can't make nothing for nothing.
That's true.
Florida just got rated the worst state to date in the whole United States.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, I'm a product of it.
That's
being
real.
honest with you.
That's
By
real.
my experiences with women growing up, how their mindset is. And granted, not all women are bad, but
not all women.
It shaped my mindset to be the way it was when I was in the dating pool at the time, bro.
That's real.
You feel me? Like I get it. Like I get it.
That's real.
From experience. I
know, that's real.
That's real. Like you like how are these people? And granted, like people look to other people for wisdom and to help them find their vision, and that's wrong, bro.
Yes.
And they do that in these relationships in life. Like if you want to find yourself, you really cannot. I farted, but forget that. Hey, I'm being honest. I'm gonna let you know how it is, bro. I'm real. I'm gonna let you know how it is. I'm real. I got no filter. I'm just letting you know that.
Listen, we on the same level. Shit.
So it's like that's freaking funny. So it's like people look to other people to give them wisdom, but sometimes, not even sometimes, that's wrong. People can't give you wisdom. People give you knowledge. Because I say this day in and day out. Wisdom is made through your own trials and tribulations by the knowledge you have, by the knowledge you receive from other people. Granted, people can give you good knowledge or bad knowledge, but it's up to you to discern whether that knowledge is good, that knowledge is bad. Hence, what is the greatest advice you receive? What is the worst advice you receive? Because through your own trials and tribulations, you was like, all right, Mr. Smith told me some bull crap because I try to put it into practice and this happened. You feel me? So your own trials and tribulation, turn that into your own wisdom.
That's very, very true.
So seek knowledge from people, but it's like you still gotta like be careful with that. Be careful with the conversations you have. Be careful with the mindset of other people, bro. Because if not, that's going to what's the word? Not short track. That's going to stunt your journey in finding yourself, bro.
I think it's a balance that we all need. And I think a lot of people are going through like, this is going to sound crazy. I think a lot of people are going through like a Michael Jackson syndrome.
Michael Jackson syndrome?
Watch this. So Michael Jackson had to become the man before he ever was the boy. And with him having become the man, by the time he became an actual man, he was doing childish things. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people are in that situation right now.
Say that again. He had to become
the man
before
he ever was the boy.
Because he was in fame from so young, part of the Jackson 5. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So by the time he became like a man for real, he was doing childish like things. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people are stuck in that. That's why I call it Michael Jackson syndrome. Because a lot of people are raised in a household, whether they got their father or not, depending on how their father was raised.
They have to step up.
Exactly. And with you stepping up, you miss certain lessons in being or going through adolescence. So watch this. How I always look at it, I'm grateful as hell for my dad being there. Because it's realizing the first boy is usually one that turns the man of the house if the father is not there. So depending on that, I couldn't really have a childhood or go through certain things because I would be too busy working or too busy doing this. So by the time I get to being grown now and wanting to have something stable with a woman, I don't know about that because I've been a player my whole damn life. You see what I'm saying? So people are stuck in that mind frame to the point where they don't want to give their heart, but they'll definitely give you their penis.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? Because
That's
they don't
true.
want the attachment of the hurt. They don't want the attachment of the pain. They could have went through something in the 5th grade with a girl breaking their heart, and they still thinking about that shit.
Be like that.
But at the
Be
same,
like that.
but
dog.
see, dog, that's ego. That's pride talking because nobody owes you anything. Everything you go through, you can't take it too personal because you'll miss the blessing or the lesson.
So what do you would you say that's the main thing that stops people from finding themselves and operating in who they are?
Yes, most definitely. Because people are too afraid because they got this preconceived notion. There ain't no love out there. It's 8 billion. You tell me that nobody don't love nobody?
It's 8 billion, bro.
You see what I'm saying? It's 8 billion people. So it's like out of at least 8 billion, 1 billion. And that 1 billion, somebody's out there for you. But whatever you seeking is seeking you.
I read this book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership from John C. Maxwell.
Mm-hmm.
It was basically saying that you make your environment based off of who you are and who
Yes.
you want it to become. So if you can't, you won't be able to you won't be able to have high performers around you to a certain degree if you are not a high performer yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, there are levels to becoming a high performer. There's having the mindset, there's having the track record, and then there's and it ends off right there. If you're not even there at having the mindset, but you want these people around you, they're not going to want to be attracted to you because they don't want that type of energy in their space.
That's facts.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going through all these things, if you're doing all these things like you said, how are you attracting these people if you're not even trying to get to that next level? If you're not trying to have more, if you're not trying to experience all these things, you feel me? If you're still stuck on the old, what do you think you're gonna get? If you think there's no love out there, you're gonna attract no love.
Yeah.
You're gonna attract lust. You're gonna attract all these other things opposite to love. But until you operate in the love in itself, that's when you see it come to you.
It's crazy. So it's this thing I say on Instagram all of the time. To see heaven, you have to be heaven. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's...
I like that. I want to say something, bro, because even the Bible says, you list all these things, like if you're pure of heart, heaven is yours and all these things in the Bible, bro. I agree with that.
I'm telling you.
I agree with that.
Because that's how my mindset is all of the time. Like, it's hard for me to be mad for a long time, dog. Because I start realizing, because I have talks with myself daily.
What is a long time for you?
Past 10 minutes.
Damn.
For real, dog. Because, dog, you got to understand, your body is your first home. So your body tells you certain things if you're listening. If you're paying attention, for real. I'm very in tune with who I am. Yeah. So, when I get too mad, it's almost like I feel like I ain't got self-control. And I'm like, hold on.
Yo, it be like that.
You see what I'm saying?
And that's the spirit of anger coming upon you, and you notice that.
Yeah.
Most people won't even feel that consciousness whenever that emotion comes on them like that.
Nah, dog. It's one of those things where it's like, I'm almost afraid of myself because to get to this level.
You feel like.
Because think, dog, watch this. An emotional man is a dangerous man.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can't be over emotional about certain situations or that one experience, you'll blow it. You see what I'm saying? It goes back to what I was saying before. You got to take everything and be like, that happened. Feel it. Let it go. You can't just harbor emotions all of the time. You have to have, that's why I said you got to have an outlet.
So when you say feel it, let it go, what does that look like? Because I thought you was going to say feel through it.
Nah.
Cause
feel it. Because watch this. A lot of people try to avoid certain experiences they don't like. I don't.
Yeah, that's what I mean by feel through, meaning you go through life. All right, I feel this way. Why do I feel this way? You start processing it in those types of sense, and you feel through it in that sense.
Yes.
Not like you're trying to feel away from it.
Got you.
You feel like it's almost like I'm angry. Let me breathe this anger. Let me understand it.
Yes.
And then move forward.
Yes.
You feel me? Like you're feeling like you're letting it pass through your body, but you're not letting it cause you to have a reaction.
Of course.
You're feeling through it to then respond.
Yes.
With it being in you, so you can know how to respond, given that you're conscious of these things, and you don't let it affect other people or cause what you said it might cause.
But the negative side of that, this is just who I am. anytime I'm going through something, I isolate myself. Like,
I do the same
Yeah,
thing. And
dog.
I hate it. That's a bad habit.
it is.
It is.
But it's only because you're so used to everybody seeing you as like this positive person. You don't want to spread none of your negativity on them. You so aware of other people's negativity and what they're going through that you know when you're going through something, this is not for you to fix.
It's the completely opposite for me. That's crazy.
For real?
Because for me, it's like people see me as that positive guy.
Yeah.
But it's almost like I can't be positive.
What you mean?
Like,
Why?
if I'm angry, it's like, not like, and I learned this about myself because there was a situation that happened where it caused me to be disconnected from God, and I had so much embarrassment, and that embarrassment turned to hatred, and it caused me to not pray the same, not worship God, not do all these things. Let me get this bottle of water.
Okay.
And to not do all these things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I hated it. And I couldn't, I would want to praise God and dance to get it out of me. But it's like, I just keep thinking about it and keep replaying it. And I'm just like, dog, I need to just deal with it. But then the Lord caused me to realize that I let my heart get hardened, bro. And once I realized how people act when their heart get hardened because of certain emotions that they feel.
Was you not dealing with females at the time?
What do you mean?
Like, was you not like in contact? Because that's what you saying is, dog, it's so crazy you saying this because I literally was saying this to somebody the other night.
What do you mean not dealing with any
Watch
females?
this. As a man, I realized because I was with two different women I was with one for 8 years, another one was for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So a man that doesn't have any type of female interaction, like real interaction with her, your heart end up starting to become cold. Females bring another level of consciousness depending on what type of female you're with.
Yeah, that's true.
As a man.
And I haven't been with a woman for over 3 years, and that's purposely because walking with God. And,
You know what I'm saying? At that time right there when you was going through it.
No, the woman actually caused it. So just being transparent. And it's like I let my heart get hardened, but I've seen but that was when I actually got the revelation that my heart was getting hardened and I needed to pray and rebuke
Did you feel it?
Yeah.
Dog, it's crazy because
Yeah,
I was
I
trying to
felt it.
explain it. It feel like you could literally feel something inside of you, and it's like
I feel blocked. Like I don't feel it inside,
Yeah.
but it's like I feel blocked. Like
you numb.
Like nobody can talk to
Yeah,
me.
you was numb.
Nobody can give me advice. I
Yup.
don't even want to make eye contact with the person.
Yeah.
And then I had to realize I'm not operating as a man because I'm not feeling through my emotions. I never gave myself the opportunity to feel through my emotion. And immediately when I felt embarrassment, I tried to lock it up. And in me, whenever you try to lock in something, that's when your heart gets hardened. Because you lock it up and get cold. You lock it up and it gets cold and you keep it restrained.
Gotcha.
Like Pharaoh in the Bible. He let his heart get hardened because he locked up the Israelites.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? He didn't want God. He told Moses asked him, hey, let my people go. He said, nah, like a couple times, and all these bad things happened because he kept letting his heart get hardened out of his pride emotion.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Any emotion can cause your heart to get hardened, bro. Sadness, hatred, anger, all of these things, because it causes you to lock yourself up and not deal with it and not feel through it.
That's crazy. The only one that can do that for me is the lack of love. That's the only one. Anything else, no. Because anything else is not that important to me.
Whatever's important to you.
Mm.
Some people's emotion, some people, like, my biggest thing was embarrassment because I dealt with embarrassment so long in my life because of the stuttering. We do popcorn reading. I had a stutter. I started reading. The dog went over. Bro, everybody laughed. Like, and constantly being around the same people that laughed at you for those type of things. I didn't want to present. I didn't want to do these things. And you kind of develop.
Interesting with you, dog.
You kind of develop the habit to constrict yourself.
What you saying is the reverse. It made me open up more. Like, I'm real big on if it's a joke and I do it or I bust my ass, I'm laughing first because I'm laughing with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was like, I don't know how to explain it, dog. Like, I'll joke on myself because if I let all my skeletons out my closet, what you gonna say about me?
bro, that I learned that like not too long ago, bro.
Yeah.
A couple years ago.
Mhm.
But it's after
So long.
75%. I'm only 23. It's after 75.
You 23?
Yeah. like it's after 75% of my
That's
life
crazy.
it's after 75% of I went through 70% of my life dealing with these things. When I learned it, it's like I just gotta learn how to laugh.
Dog.
Because at one point
Come
I
on,
got
that's
insecure because when I was young I had a big head.
Yeah.
Because I had a small body.
Yeah.
But it's like these people sow these seeds for whatever emotion that you're dealing with
Yeah.
to constrict you, bro.
That's
and
real.
until you learn how to feel through it and laugh with the person,
Yeah.
that's when you learn how to overcome it.
That's
but it's
real.
still other lessons to learn that can still come out of nowhere and cause you to constrict yourself.
Yeah.
Once you're conscious of these things, bro, you'll be a free man or a free woman, bro.
I think it's with me is just like I don't let too much things that I can't control hurt me. Like I'm okay with letting things go. I'm very okay with letting things go because the more you let go, the more you're able to let God give you what you need.
But you said the opposite caused you to constrict yourself. What do you like?
No,
what
I'm
do you-
saying
what
the
did you-
opposite.
I'm talking about before because you said because with me I let those embarrassment that I laughed to constrict myself. But you said
It made me open up.
made you open up.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like because you said the lack of love caused you to harden your heart.
That was when I was going through the whole divorce thing.
Got
And-
you. So it was only that part where
That
you
was-
felt
that's
like
it.
your heart. Got you.
That's it. Because that was the first time not being with somebody, but then still trying to heal through it. So it's like I didn't want to deal with any females because I'm still trying to learn Derek and who I was. I gave myself that time. That time I was on semen retention, no masturbation. Dog, the amount of power that you get from being on semen retention is amazing.
Yeah, 'cause
Amazing.
I think your body reabsorbs the testosterone or the hormones. something.
Yes.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
But not only that, it's
Like-
so much other reasons though. Like they say you reach like your godlike form. You're able to understand more things, will have better awareness, more clarity.
Yeah. Because when you're not walking in sin and you're not carrying these things that come with it, bro.
That's real.
Like
That's real.
you'd be surprised what comes with you doing certain things in life.
That's real.
Even the power of your tongue, like not even speaking death and life unto yourself, even you speaking out to somebody else.
Yeah. I'll never do that.
No, but I'm saying
Yeah.
people do that without realizing it.
Yeah.
The words they say, oh man, you'll never do that. That right there is speaking death unto somebody.
That's dying before your death.
You feel me?
That's real.
Like you be surprised how much times you speak once you're really conscious on the words that you say.
Yeah.
You'll really change the words you even speak to other people.
Facts.
Because if you say these things to yourself, how much more are you gonna say to other people?
I'm telling you.
Now what you're saying to yourself is killing yourself. Not because you're killing somebody else that's coming to you. Like all these things
That's
is
real.
key, bro.
That's so real.
Once you really
dog.
fix that type of stuff, it's key. And I wanted to ask you, bro,
Mhm.
like with all these things in mind and helping people find themselves and know who they are and
Mhm.
and get over the hardest part about being human. Once they find who they are and they're operating in it, what advice would you give them to get to that next step? Because as you know, given that you're in it right now, and
Mhm.
right now you're at the point where you're just chasing your potential.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to them once they go through that journey, that hard journey beforehand, to finding till they know themselves, to now chasing their potential and then on?
To let them know it's gonna get harder. It's gonna get harder. It's like when I asked the question in the car the other day, the same question, what do you think is the hardest part about being human? Somebody answered is that no matter what, that you gotta solve it. And when they said it, I sat back and I was like, damn. Like I was like, what do you mean by that? He was like, you could delay certain things, but certain things you can't delay. And if it's a problem, you gotta solve it. You see what I'm saying? You gotta handle it. You gotta put your chest out and be like, let's get it done. So you just got to be prepared for it getting even harder. Because when you on that path and you really walking with God and you walking in your purpose, it's not supposed to be easy. You see what I'm saying? It's not supposed to. So I feel like have the mindset of I'm doing this because I want better. I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this because I'm tired of my situation.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do it for that, dog, like you probably gonna end up in that same situation, rotating, doing on the same thing over and over again.
That's facts.
So that would be the main thing I would say, and really stay down, because on the real, you closer to where you want to be instead of turning back around too. You see what I'm saying? So stay on that path and really trust that process.
That process is hard. And there was this thing that I was gonna say where it's like I'm like, remember what was saying about the boundaries and everything?
Yeah.
One thing that I also learned recently was what you did during that season to get you where you are now. You kind of have to throw that out the window once you try to get to that next step in life.
Yes.
You feel me?
That's
Like
the truth.
I didn't understand it when my spiritual father said, "Hey, when he ordains people to become a minister, like you can't just teach them how to become a minister, or you can't just rely on the things that got you there.
Mm-hmm.
You have to shift into a whole new flow that's gonna get you to the next step."
Mm-hmm.
Many times people want to stay consistent with their flow that they had that got them to that point in time, but you got to switch and you got to relearn yourself now. Now is like in ministry perspective. Now it's being made. Now it's made known publicly that you're at this level, but inside you might not feel it. But you have to understand that you have to shift now.
Most definitely.
You have to look. You have to pray. Ask God, what do I need to change? What do I need to work on? How can I become more?
Prayer is when you talk to God. Meditating was when you listen.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of the times,
Definitely, I like that. Yeah. I agree with. I agree with that. No, I'm processing things as you speak. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
No, but
I
I'm
agree
saying
with
because
you.
this is what I learned on my walk, dog. Like, it's a lot of things that you think that you know, but it's unlimited knowledge, dog. It's unlimited knowledge for us all to gain out there, but you gotta want it. Like what I said before, whatever you seeking is seeking you, but you gotta really be seeking the truth. I feel like at that time, they said when you get on shrooms, you gotta be intentional because shrooms is connected to the earth, like everything that's in the earth and all the secrets and all that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. So my intentions was when I took shrooms, I said, show me everything, literally. And it literally showed me everything. God is definitely real, super real.
You got. If people are considering that, I'm saying, you got to be careful with them.
It is. You do. You definitely got to be
things.
careful. But at the same time, it's not like what people think. Like a lot of people tell you, don't do this or don't do that, and then you do it, and it unravel this whole nother world to you. Like, damn, I needed to do this. I needed to clear my mind. I needed to see what was real because I was living in la la land the whole time. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And for others, it might not be that for you. So it's like, to each his own. But I'm
ask
saying,
God for what is there for you.
Yes.
Gotta go back to God.
Exactly. You got to go back to the source.
Yeah.
So when I took it, it basically showed me like it's me versus me until my time runs out. You know what I'm saying, dog? Like that's what it showed me, dog.
Yes, definitely.
You see what I'm saying? Like I'm my biggest critic. I'm my best friend. Like I got all the answers inside of me. So if I want to change, I can really change.
Yeah.
So don't hold it to your past or don't hold it to too much of your future. Be in this now, right now. And be as great as you can. And watch how others just start helping you out. Watch how things start working out for you because it's your time. But you got to know it's your time too to like actually capture that time.
Yeah.
So it was amazing for me, dog. It was an amazing experience, dog. It just really just showed me like the power that I got inside and like the power that God has given me and the power that we all have. Like we all chosen, but you got to know that you're chosen. Like if you don't know that you're chosen, you can't do anything with it.
So what would you say with all these things in mind and the journey that you've been on and the gems that you dropped from the lessons that you've learned? What would you say is up next for you right now at this point in time in life?
Well, I got a podcast that's coming out with my boy Chopper D. It's called The Uncomfortable Podcast.
Chopper, I might need to get him to come on next.
I'm telling you.
Let
Chopper,
him know,
Chopper's
man.
that.
Let him know.
Chopper, you
hey,
see this.
you reach
Chopper,
out.
you see this. Chopper, you see this.
Bro, you funny, man. I like you, man.
Thank you, dog.
Yeah, I like you.
But no, that is more in the sense of though, like I got that coming. I got more music coming. I got my website that's literally in the works. Shout out to my boy David. I love you, dog.
He's making a website?
Yeah, we making a website with my merch, just my day-to-day, like just everything that has to do with Detox. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And for those of you that don't know, Detox stands for definitely taking over a period in the throne of power and like Derek on top. So I've had that same name ever since I started doing music. I never changed my name, dog.
That's fine.
So it's like everything with me is about like purpose and meaning and like just wanting to be a better version of myself because we all have that potential. Like I said before, but you got to know your power to use your power.
That's fire. So with all these things, what does success look like for you?
Success looks like to me is me not having to worry about a balance. That's me helping other people in ways that they couldn't imagine. That's what success is like to me, dog. Like when I could just go and I could just pay for something, or I could just change somebody's mind with my words, that's success. So every day is successful for me. You see what I'm saying? Because I know I'm doing the work that God want me to do. You see what I'm saying? Like, and I fully believe in that, dog. Because whether I'm on Instagram, whether I'm talking to a person in person, it don't matter where I'm at, dog. Like, I just feel like he put and he gave me so much, so I got to give it back to the world.
That's real. So if you were to say one thing to somebody, like you dropped a lot of gems, try to not say the same thing that you said during this whole conversation. If you could drop one piece of advice for anybody out there, what would that be?
Stay true. Stay true to yourself. Because me staying true to myself got me to this point. I lost a lot, but I gained even more.
So you said that you always been Derek.
Always.
Like, how can somebody stay true to themselves if they don't know who Derek is or who themselves is?
Go out there and have experiences. That's the only way. Nothing tried, nothing done. You can't be scary with life. You got one life, and you don't know how much tomorrows you got left. Yeah. So it's more in the sense of, if you don't go out there and try, or go out there and give stuff your all, how you gonna ever know?
Yeah. Go out there and cry.
That part too.
Go out there, cry. I'm gonna let y'all know this now. Yeah, I need to cry.
That's real.
I need to have a good, like, when I have my good cries with God, Jesus, the world moves for me, bro.
Dog, you know what's crazy? When you walked out the room, this deja vu for me. Like, I was already here before. It's like they have this thing on TikTok where they say, like, for each timeline you could imagine, you've already lived that. You just have to go into that. You see what I'm saying?
Like go through that path.
Exactly. Yeah. But you've already lived that. So it's like, if you see yourself somewhere, you've already been there before, but you just got to walk onto that.
I be feeling like that sometimes.
You see what I'm saying, dog? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Cause
I'm glad to help to be a part of the process, man. Straight up, man.
Real talk, dog. Because it's like, certain times when you realize you in the places that you ask God for, it's just like, damn. Like, I work for this. Like, I asked for this and it came true. So like you said, it's life and death in the tongue. You got to be careful what you wish for. So it's just, I don't know. Life is amazing, though. But I feel like we in somebody's video game. But life is amazing, though.
Shameless plug. Yo, you funny, man. Bro, I want to just end it off with, like, you letting the people know how to find you and support you in whatever that you're doing right now.
Okay, so right now I'm active on Instagram. You can find me at DTOPTS. I'm also on TikTok. If you wanted to see me with Talks with Top, I got Talks with Top coming, the car version too. But it's more in the sense, if you want to see me on there, it's DTOP PPA 18. And just stay tuned, man. We got a lot in the works that's coming.
So I want to ask you, what is the 18? Because I noticed that in your email and you said it again right now.
That's my birthday.
Huh?
My birthday. Really? December 18th.
December 18th?
Yeah.
You see, I pay attention to these things. I pay attention to these little things. Now you see.
You stupid, dog.
I'm like 18. Yeah. Okay, 18 again.
Yeah.
12, 8. Oh,
yeah.
Got
That's
you.
my birthday,
Got
12,
you.
18.
Got you. Okay.
So I know you don't believe in the signs, but I'm a Sagittarius. Mm-hmm. So a Sagittarius and you Aquarius, we like this. Literally.
I didn't know that.
So even like, I never used to believe in the signs at all. My ex, she was an Aquarius. We were together for 8 years. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, she used to talk about it. She's like, me and you compatible. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, get the hell out my face with this. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
Me and her broke up. And once we broke up, I met my ex-wife. And she was a Virgo. Virgos run my life. My whole life. Let me tell you.
But your pops.
My dad is a Virgo.
Yeah.
My ex-wife is a Virgo. My ex-business partner is a Virgo. My barber's a Virgo. 3 of my best friends is Virgos. Like, the girl I'm talking to right now is you see what I'm saying? Like it's like, dog, it's like, it's just crazy, dog. Like, different, like, Oh my god, dog. And that's just an example, dog. Like that's because, dog, it's I don't even know how to explain it, but that sign thing is real, dog. When I'm in the car, I could be driving. I ask somebody a question, and depending on how they answer the question, I say, "Oh, you a Scorpio?" They be like, "How you know that?" I said, "Because the way that you answer, all y'all answer the question the same way. So if you believe in patterns, which I know you do, you believe in patterns, right?
To a certain extent, yeah.
Okay.
To a certain extent.
So that's why I say with the signs, to a certain extent, then it's true because people follow a certain pattern compared to their month. It's just like when the world does like the same thing with the moon. Yeah. Certain things, certain seasons, the birds fly north or they fly south.
Because they breed and do all these things. I get it in the sense.
You see what I'm saying?
I get it.
So it's like everything makes sense on Earth, dog. So for a person to think like a human made this, you crazy. You crazy.
That right there.
The simple fact that we could walk and there's like the gravity just don't take us up out into space or something like that, we could breathe oxygen, dog. We living in a miracle, dog.
Bro, and at the end of the day, man, like y'all, like you said it, bro. They need to go out there and get these experiences.
Yes.
Find who they are. Cry a little bit. Learn the lesson that they need to learn.
Most definitely, dog.
And the most important thing, endure, bro.
Yes.
Like.
And believe in yourself. Believe in yourself more definitely.
It's facts.
You see what I'm saying?
And, at the end of the day, my name is Olivier J. Darcis. And I'm with my boy D-Top. Derek, you already know. We're here helping you do the do to do life well. Peace.
Love.
Bro, that was fire, man. Stand up, man. Come on, man. That was fire. Wait, before you go, make sure you hit the subscribe button and check out the video that you think is the best for you. Or is it check out the video and hit the subscribe button? Man, you know what I'm trying to do. Peace.